'cause I'm ready to go. Give me the green light. I got the green light, mommy, and you know what that means. That we can do anything that you dream. I wanna make you ooh, hear you scream, and I practice what I preach, if you know what I mean.
Give me what I asked for, I got a passport. Mr. International, I hit the airport. If you knew the kind of work that I transport, that Rihanna do me dirt to the crash course.
Red light, green light. What you waiting for? Give me the green light.
It's the Raw After Mania. Hello, everybody. It's Spencer Hart. I'm invading the Raw review. Getting ready, the Raw After Mania here on the Elite Ringside Network. Joined as always by the awesome co-host of the Raw review. Hello, AJ Jensen from Smark Podcast.
What up?
Oh, you know. Oh, that was a good Raw.
Yeah, it really, really was. Raw After Mania is always like my favorite Monday Night Raw of the year. I look forward to it each and every year, and this one did not disappoint by any means at all.
No, I mean, usually when I watch Raw, it's tough to make it through 3 hours. This one, I looked at the clock, and it was like, holy shit, it's 9:30 already? It's like, where the hell did 2.5 hours go? And then now we get the main event, which we'll get to. So, you know, we started with the crowd
greatest
chanting.
Raw opening of all time, I'm calling it.
Yes.
Greatest Raw opening of all friggin' time.
The crowd chanting, "Thank you, Taker," for probably a lifetime and a half, which I'm just fine with.
I want to say they were chanting Undertaker for about 3 minutes straight. Mm-hmm. Then it turned into Undertaker, Roman sucks. That went for like maybe another 2 or 3. And then he came out.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, not The Undertaker.
Roman Reigns came out, and it was the best promo ever. It was Roman Reigns being ass-raped for 10 minutes by the crowd, and then just saying, this is...
Hold on. Before he even gets to that, let's review some of those chants. So he comes out to about, what, was it like 17,000? I guarantee every single one of those person was booing. Like, the loudest boo I think I've ever heard in the history of booing. And, let's see. It spawned a delete chant, a fuck you Roman chant, another delete chant. He puts the microphone up to his mouth, and before he can even speak, a shut the fuck up chant started. I think there was another delete chant after that. A you suck chant. And then keep in mind, this was going on for about 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he cut the best promo he's ever cut in his entire career. And he said, what?
This is my yard now.
5 words.
5 words. That's all it took.
My yard now. Drops the mic and walked away. And I'm not even ashamed to admit this right now. I am now a Roman Reigns fan.
I'm not there yet, but I'm definitely feeling better about Roman than I was about 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Of course, I had some alcohol in me too, but but it was awesome to kind of have Roman play that kind of fuck you, I don't give a shit what anybody says, this is my yard now, and he walks out. Perfect.
I loved it.
Yeah. So we move into the first match of the night, which is the Raw Tag Team Championship rematch. The club versus...
Delete!
You know, and I wish I would have captured all of it. I tried to go live as New Day was making the announcement. I'm scrambling with my phone. I didn't fucking get it. I wish everybody could see at least the reaction of everybody at the bar that AJ and I were at last night watching Mania.
Holy crap.
I'm shocked that place has a roof.
Yeah. I'm glad the windows were open, because if they weren't, we would have shattered that glass.
Yeah. You know, there was only, probably 15 of us there last night.
Mm-hmm.
But that's some of the loudest, the loudest I've heard 15 people be at once. I'm sure.
Grown-ass men between the ages of, I don't know, how old is Max? Like 15?
7.
But no, you guys are like in your 20s.
Mid-20s, yep.
Me and Chris, Alicia, we're in our 30s. Those guys that were at the other end of the bar, those guys were in their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
So we got like an age group of about 20 years worth of people in this bar.
Mm-hmm.
All like not an ass on the chair. Everyone was standing, screaming at the top of their lungs. It was fucking amazing.
Yeah, and I thought for just a moment last night that the New Day was going to come out and put themselves in the match. And I'm like, nope.
They teased it.
And then the Hardy's Boys music dropped, and everybody defecated in their pants at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard a louder pop at WrestleMania in my life.
Yeah. Neither can I. So the club,
off the top of my head, I cannot think of a louder pop at a WrestleMania than that.
The closest I can come to would be when Daniel Bryan won at 30.
Probably.
That's the closest I can come. When Seth came in to cash in at Money in the Bank, that was probably third. Yeah, I think that's one of the loudest pops I've ever heard at Mania.
Yeah.
So we have a Raw Tag Team Championship rematch and a pretty solid match. I mean, I'm really looking forward to see what they do with the Hardy Boys with the titles and their run with WWE and Raw. What do you think? What's next for them after the club?
Well, we saw what's next for them happen tonight. Sheamus and Cesaro became the number one contenders in a matchup tonight against Enzo and Cass, so they will be going next up against the Hardys. But, I see the Hardy Boys already got stuff being put on the Shop Zone, so I got a feeling they're going to be here for a bit.
And I'm just okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
It'll be interesting to see once Matt and Jeff take the mic what we get out of Matt Hardy, because of course those of you that know, he's coming out of TNA and Ring of Honor with his broken gimmick. Obviously he can't use it here.
Well, he kind of used it in some. They shot a video after WrestleMania, after they won the titles last night, and he did broken Matt Hardy.
Yeah, he was kind of like going back and forth almost.
Yeah.
He's like so used to it that, I can't do. Yeah, I think he's going through a legal battle with that right now, isn't he?
Yeah, they're locked in some legal battle right now, but I pity the fool that goes up against WWE's
100 lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so God bless the Hardy Boys.
Maybe they could stick David Otunga on that shit and he can be off the air for a while.
Oh, God, please never. Just, I got to cover SmackDown with Smack Talk, and I got to deal with David Otunga every single freaking day, and I'm not the happiest camper.
Well, it was freaking hilarious last night when I can't remember what he was saying. I don't even remember what match it was. David Otunga was saying something. Some guy at the end of the bar just goes, "Shut the fuck up, Otunga."
Yeah, David Otunga doesn't belong there. Did you hear that Jim Ross signed with WWE a 2-year deal?
Yep, I heard that.
What do you think's next for him?
I don't know, but obviously with recent events, they are doing this for him.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they feel he needs to be busy in doing something, and this is probably the best thing to help him get over the passing of his wife. To go back and do probably, the one thing that,
he was the best at.
Well, yeah, he was the best at it, but, like, the thing that he loved second most next to his wife, so I think it's going to help him. I'm always down for listening to JR commentate. He was always one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially for me, I came into wrestling a bit later, and I didn't have the chance to listen to JR live, like actually listen to him during an event, live on pay-per-view or Raw or something like that. I really love JR. Next to Michael Cole, he's a breath of fresh air.
Well, Michael Cole's really come into his own. I mean, Christ, I remember that dude being like the backstage, correspondent that interviews people with his stupid frosted tips and just looking like a young dweeb. And The Rock always went off on Michael Cole. I loved it. Mm-hmm. But he's really come into his own. I don't mind Michael Cole. I really loved when he was like the heel commentator, when he was like the coal miner, and he was a huge Miz fan. But yeah, he's no JR. I mean, I think it's fairly obvious.
Yeah, I completely agree. So yeah, we then get the Cruiserweight match, Neville going up against Mustafa Ali.
Great match.
It was a great match, and my favorite spot was the springboard Spanish fly from Ali. Oh, yeah. I've always been a fan of that move because that's. And
here's my issue with this match. It has nothing to do with against the match itself. Of course, again, being the Raw after WrestleMania, everyone knows it's like the most ruckus crowd. Well, they decided to blow up beach balls and hit them all around the arena and start a beach ball mania chant. And I thought that really, really sucked because while they were all focused on doing that, the commentators even made they acknowledged that there were beach balls getting blown up and passed and hit around, and even said like, "Oh, the crowd's chanting beach ball mania," but it just seemed like no attention was being paid to that match, and it sucked because that match was really, really good.
I completely agree, and I had a thought, and I think I just coughed it out. This is, I think, the second or third year that this has happened at the Raw after Mania, to where this beach ball mania becomes a thing.
Yeah.
I've always been one to absolutely hate when the crowd is focused on something other than the match, I should say.
But it's like you paid all this money to go watch the show, not to be a part of the show. I mean, I get it. It's the WWE universe, blah, blah, blah. But, like, they almost seemed at that moment like they were trying to put themselves over instead of just being a fan and watching wrestling.
Yeah, I agree. And I've never been the fan of the crowd that takes over, important event or important moments. Like, what's one of the smarkiest crowds? Chicago, Philadelphia, a couple off the top of my head.
Full Sail?
Full Sail, yeah, that's fair. Full Sail really has gotten full of themselves lately. One of my favorite.
All respect for them when Paul Ellering came out and they started a "Who Are You" chant.
Yeah.
Like, each and every one of you should be escorted from the building. You don't fucking know who Paul Ellering is.
It's gonna turn into an
stupid idiots.
It's gonna turn into an empty arena match.
Like, that was like no joke. Like, that would have been one of those moments where, like, if Chris Jericho was backstage, he would have, like, came out and been like, hold on. You know what happens when you chant, "Who are you?" Paul Ellering, do you know? Full Sail, you just made the list!
Yeah! They would love it. My favorite part was when Neville goes for the... he climbs up to the top rope, he kind of milks that he's going to hit the red arrow, and then just, like, hops down